This is a 2026 Chevy Silverado 2500 ZR2 AEV Bison package. And in this video, I'm going to show you the good and bad updates they did for 2026. I borrowed this truck from Seiner Chevrolet here in Salt Lake City. Be sure to ask for Larry. Let them know you saw the video if you do decide to buy. Let's go and check out the window sticker so you guys can see the options and features on this build. At the very top is the description with the colors. And then here's a short listing of the standard features. Be sure to pause to see more. Now, base price comes in at $72,800. And here are all the options. ZR2 Bison is going to be $88.75. And obviously the Duramax did not change in price, by the way, but power retractable assist steps, $22.95, sunroof, fifth wheel prep package. A few other things down below here. You got to get that high idle switch, in my opinion. Now, destination is down $25.95 with a total price of $98,525. Here's some of the bad news first. Price did go up by $2,100 based off of the builder online, and you don't have slate gray anymore. Now, they did update some of the colors for this model year, but the AEV edition package actually went down in price. So not much, but it went down a little bit, so that is some good news. Now, who doesn't like the ZR2? Especially with the AEV edition, because you get these off-road bumpers, you get better ground clearance, and here's a fun fact. I actually didn't know this. The GMC AEV edition bumper is different from the Chevys. Had no clue, I thought they were the exact same, and then I saw these trucks together and clearly saw the difference there. But you guys can see they do incorporate your parking sensors up front in this bumper, LED fog lights, you have your engine block heater right there, you have your cast recovery hooks, and this bumper is powder coated and e-coated, so you have really good protection on this. And it doesn't just stop there, you have some of the best skid plates money can buy. So right down here, you see all that protection, splash protection too. Now, if you want to buy these bumpers after the fact, they're like $5 grand, and you still have to buy like things like this plastic trimming here. That's an extra cost that you have to buy from Chevy. So you do get this skid plate here in the center. So it's not cheap to get this stuff after the fact. Black grille. They don't do the flow through on this one, and you have that front camera with the sprayer, active grille shutters, and you guys see the sequential turn signals. I think this truck looks the best with the AEV edition over the GMC personally. It just has a really mean look to it, especially with the refreshed front end. You have that hood scoop that is functional, and then on the side you can see that they do actually widen the fender flares ever so slightly, and this is why some people would buy this truck. You have the Multimatic DSSV. Now, this doesn't use deflective disc, it actually uses spool valves, and there is an oil reservoir there. They do restyle top and bottom control arms. You guys see the fabric material in the liner right there. Yeah, there's a lot going on in the suspension. And here's a quick peek at the tires. These are the Goodyear Wrangler Territory MTs, LT305 70/18, which is basically 34.8 inches tall, 12 inches wide, 3,750 pounds of capacity at 65 psi cold, load range E, and I would say overall these are some pretty good tires too. Now here's a good side view of the truck. You can black out the badging on here as well. And I do like the wheel design better than the one on the GMC. If only they had the massage seats, I probably would have had a Chevy, just saying. Now, I did turn on the lights here. You can use these if you're stationary. You also have your turn signals built into the mirrors. And these are your backup lights. Blind spot alerts there. Here's some more cameras to help make up that 360 camera view. They do shorten your mud flaps front and rear on these trucks too. And if I didn't mention, 1.5 inches taller ride height, and then the tires, because they're a little bit taller, are going to give you a little bit more of a better ground clearance. I would skip the paddle pull bar running boards personally. They're just too much money. You do get the perimeter lighting, and if you are using the truck for off-road, the high clearance steps are better in my opinion. You do have the step on the side of the bed, however you do lose the back one because of the bumper. Here's where we're gonna fill up at: 36-gallon fuel tank, 7-gallon DEF. Also, you have 5 leaves in the main pack. That bottom one being a helper spring, Multimatic is right there. And you have that wax coating on the frame. Here's your liner in the rear. You can see that shortened mud flap. They also shortened this one too, by the way. I think it looks better overall when they shorten them. Full LED taillights. And they do black out this part here for the AEV. You have these off-road bumpers, and they are a little bit taller too, so it gives it a more aggressive look. And one thing I like about the ZR2 is they do give it a matching wheel and tire. Now you do have a 342 rear with an electronic locker. You have an open diff up front, by the way. More recovery hooks, and you can now add lights there. Your camera provision, 7-pin. They still put incandescent bulbs, class 5 hitch. And then this one has the multi-pro tailgate. You have the light there shining down for that receiver hitch. Now I gotta put a plug in here really quickly for my guys at Juggernaut. If you are looking to get a Chevy, whether it be 1500 all the way up to 3500, you can put these straps in the bed that look like they come from the factory. They have really good capacity, and it's a really nice upgrade for the tie downs, and it really does work well if you need to really have something secure in the bed. So promo code down below for a small discount. Also, bed lights, 400 watts of power in the bed. 5th wheel prep package is right there. Your 4 and 7-pin cameras above, power sliding glass with defrost, and then there's that sunroof. And I forgot to mention, you have the clearance lights already. These trucks are already come with that because of the widened stance, and then spray ends there too. And then here's a side view of the truck. You can probably see too on the mirrors, it has the turn signals too. Before I show you under the hood, I completely forgot to show you the rest of the skid plates. So this AEV edition does give you protection for that transmission, and you get a bigger skid plate for the transfer case, and then that's pretty much it. They don't give you one for the fuel tank, and you guys see these are stamped as well. So here's that 6.6 liter Duramax. It's gonna be good for 470 horsepower, 975 pound-feet of torque. All that power goes through a 10-speed stamp-approved Allison cast iron block, and this engine still uses 15W40 oil. The other two use 10W30. And so I run the 15W40 because it doesn't get that cold here in Utah, and if it did, I would just plug my truck in. As you saw on the front, you had that engine block heater. Now, the first thing I would do if I were buying this truck personally is I would do the relocate kit for these two sensors. These are your MAP sensors, which is manifold absolute pressure. So Banks has a relocate kit for these. So if you want to keep these sensors clean, that will help with that, and the relocate kit can be cleaned a lot easier because you can't scrub those sensors, and if they get really dirty, they start to send inaccurate readings, so it could affect fuel economy and performance. So just keep that in mind. Let's go and check out the interior. Here's your Greystone interior with a little bit of lime green accents. Overall, I think they did a good job. Love the graphics. Seat memories, auto up and down front windows, auto down rear. You have all your power functions for your mirrors, tow mode, power folding, 9-speaker Bose sound system, 10-way driver's seat, and I would say decent bowstring. These seats are perforated, so they breathe a lot better. So you get that, and these for the interior. That's pretty much it. Here's your 4-wheel drive system with drive modes, electronic parking brake, lighting's right there. All this piano black looks pretty good. You have a 12.3-inch display and a 13.4. Let's go and check out the passenger side. On this side, 10-way seat. And by the way, the kick plate does say ZR2. I love the dash on this truck as well. You have premium materials, all soft touch. You also have some storage right there. And if you want to use this for a bed camper, you have up to 1,901 pounds of capacity for that. That's pretty good actually. And then you guys see some of your controls. Love the center console. Little black chrome accent around those cup holders on the roof, sunroof, and they also give you the black liner, which I like. Let's go and check out the back. Out back, seat back pockets, 60/40 bench, storage cubbies, center armrests with cup holders, outboard heated seats, 2 USBs, Type C, Type A, air vents, and as I said, defrost with power sliding glass. Really good headroom on this one as well. And then check out some of the storage. They have decent storage, and I still think they have the larger storage if you like that, but a lot of people don't pick that option at all. Here's some of the graphics they give you for the screens. Pretty cool. It says ZR2. They don't give one for the Trail Boss for the HD segment, which is kind of funny. It just says Z71. Heads-up display is right there. And let's go ahead and check out the camera system. So I still think GM has the best. They did a really good job back in 2020 because to this day these cameras just make sense. Bed views here, turns on the bed lights, you can zoom in, and you have that frontal camera. Rear, if you want to turn off the bird's eye view, you can. Just makes a lot of sense. Now just below the screen here you have your single stage exhaust brake. Right next to that is your lane keep alert, because it just vibrates the seat, it doesn't steer the steering wheel. Parking sensors can be disabled front and rear. You can drop the tailgate, caution light, traction control. You can drop all the windows down all together. If it's really hot or if someone farts, there's your locker and downhill assist. Heated and ventilated front seats, dual climate control, and the heat for the seats you can do just for the top or just for top and bottom, or I should say for top and bottom. Just for the top and top and bottom, that sounds better. And then for the ventilated seats you just have it for top and bottom. Now here's your little wireless charger hidden there, 2 USBs, 120 volt power plug. They don't put one in the back. I like to see power plugs out back too. And on the steering wheel, here's some of your controls. You do have buttons on the back for volume and to change the station. Your heated steering wheel buttons there. You have adaptive cruise control. So if you want to turn it off, you have to hold down a button. I'll show it to you here. So that's regular cruise control. And if you hold it down again, adaptive cruise control. And you just hold down the cancel button there. This screen is fully customizable. I'm planning on doing another video on this truck for the regular ZR2. But I just figured I'd show you some of the features on this one. Love the little storage here because, you know, GMC doesn't give you anything up here either for like your sunglasses. But yeah, at least Chevy gives that extra open storage. You have your home link right there, LED lights. Let's go and check out the payload numbers on this truck. Your gross axle weight rating is going to be 5,600 pounds. The rear is 6,600 pounds. Gross vehicle rating is 11,350. 18/9 wide wheels, and here it is. Your payload is 2,651 pounds, and conventional towing is 18.5. Gooseneck is 15,570. And you might be wondering, why does this truck have such low payload? It's simply because this truck weighs nearly as much as a dually because of all of the skid plates, the wheels and tires, really just the tires. You also have a actual electronic locker, so that could be a little bit heavier. And yeah, it's just overall a heavier truck. Gross combined weight rating is 27.5. And then here's that yellow sticker showing you tire pressure. It's 55 PSI all the way around. I hope you guys liked the video. This is one of my favorite trucks. I love what GM has done with this in the X. But yes, it is expensive, right? It's expensive. No one's sitting here acting like it ain't. But with what you're getting in this truck, it's the full package.